Hi crafty friends, today I am going to be doing a double easel card. I have made one that was shown on Create and Craft last week on Tony's show, but this time I'm going to be using papers and ephemera from my website, Linda Simpson Designs, and I'll put a link below for you. So I'm going to change you to overhead and get on and show you how it works. See you in a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just show you, I've done a lot of the prep work beforehand, because the last thing you want to do is sit and watch me cut out card, add double-sided tape, etc, etc. So what I've gone ahead and done is obviously prep. So for this double easel card, what I've actually done is I've got an 8x8 card, which is 8 by 8 inches or 20 by 20 centimeters. I've scored it in half, and on the bottom half here I've added double-sided tape all the way round, and then I've done a 4x4 card, which will actually sit in the front and act as the stopper for this, the main easel. And as I said, I'm using the Le Beau Oiseau papers and ephemera from my digital downloads. And I've got a butterfly from the Tim Holtz Botanical Collection. I'm also going to be using one of the sentiments from the I can't remember what it's called, but it is Tim Holtz. It's got different sayings on, kind of corner of your heart, just a moment, and that. And this is one of Tim Holtz's metal embellishments, which I'm going to use as the stopper for this card. Some flowers from Wild Orchid Crafts. This beaded stem, which I got when I was in America from Michael's, or it could have been Joanne's. I can't remember which one now. It was a couple of years ago. And and some cream card, which I believe is Hunky Dory's Adorable Scoreable. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to mat and layer, and what I've used vintage photo and distressed around all the edges, and I'm going to make sure that's the top one. And this is this one. And as with all my cards, I always use double-sided tape. Very, very, very rare that I use a glue for matting and layering. I just don't like it. It doesn't work for me, and after crafting for so many years, I know what works for me and what doesn't. And each individual, some of my friends do use double wet glue, and their cards look amazing, but for me, I don't know what it is. They just don't work for me. So hold on, I've done that wrong. So I use the tabs as a kind of a guide, so I can hold it and then position, make sure I've got it in position right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now I'm not going to put another layer onto this because I've got the card and I want to put the card on. So I need to put double-sided tape on the bottom of that, which I haven't done, which is I left that just so you can see. And this goes on the front there. So what I need to do is just move that to one side, and I'm going to mat and layer this beautiful paper with bird cages and little birds, and I'm just going to place that onto there. I never card and paper this size, I never remove the tape, all of it, because it's just too big to maneuver. So I'm just going to place that over, and for this I the 1/8 of an inch shorter. I just hover over, and when I'm happy that I've got it right, I will, yes, yep, I'm happy with that, and then I'll take it all down and just do that. And I'm going to, I've got this lovely bird. I do love my birds, and this is just one of the, there's a set of 8, and I really do like this one. And I'm going to mat and lay that onto there. So I just want to put my layers on before I actually adhere this one to the card. For this, because I know what I'm doing, I'll just remove this straight away. Remove them all, because it's going at an angle there, and I can just place that down. Now before I mat this down, I just want to use a bit of the vintage photo, and I'm just going to distress round the edges, just give it a little bit of, take the whiteness away more than anything, and just add a bit of colour. While I'm doing that one, I'm going to use warm lipstick, and this is the topper for the bottom one, which I'll use there. Hold on, have I got it right? Yeah, that one. So that'll go on to the bottom, and that will go on to the base of the smaller easel card. And I'm just going to ink that round. Put it to one side to dry. That goes there. That one's done, that one's done. And this one I've already distressed, which goes on the top. And I'm going to add this lovely butterfly onto the top there. So they're done, that's done. Move that to one side out the way, bring this in, and I will mat and layer this on. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat today. There we go, and I'll pop that onto there, and I can mat and layer it. There we go. I bring this in, and I like to lay it flat, and I know exactly where it's going to go, so I'm just going to leave them to one, but I'm going to whip the sides off because it's only a small area. Whoops. There we go. I'll be back shortly. So sorry about that. That was my friend ringing me. So as I say, I'm going to take the sides off, and I'm just keeping both ends on both of the longer sides, and I'm just going to gently marry it up to the end, because I've cut this card the same size as the card underneath. And there we have it. That's that all nicely done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come across, and I'm going to mat and layer my little ones when I find my tweezers. And again, even though this is small, I'd still 4 sides, and I just find it easier to position on the base card. So this is going to be underneath, and just position it. There we go. So that's that one done, and I'm replicating this on the bottom. There we go. And I'm just going to put this onto here, because this is going to fit onto there. So I'll fit this on here, making sure I've got it the right way round. So that's that way. So I've had a mad couple of weeks decorating the house, the stairs and landing, and my lounge and dining room and kitchen. So that's all done now, all nice and fresh. Just waiting for my wood flooring, and then I'm all ready then for Christmas, for Father Christmas to come and see me. Now I've made a bit of a boo-boo here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my craft knife and just gently score there and there. Because I've put double-sided tape all around, and I don't need double-sided tape here because obviously I will cover that up. But because this is just a demo card, I just want you to show you. And with this one, I've actually cut it smaller so it mats and layers. So just going to place that like that, and that sits there like that. So I just need to now put some double-sided tape on the bottom of this, and I'm just going to put it on two sides, just for speed, so that if I was doing this and sending it to somebody, then I would put all 4 sides on, but because it's just for the video. So I'm going to move that back, and I'm going to position this roughly halfway, and I just gauge it by eye. There we go, and it sits like that. So if I tilt it, you can see it sits like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to lay that down there like that, put my scissors on, and I'm going to just pop that up there, and I'm going to put this embellishment here as the stopper. I like to use a syringe for my silicone glue, but I used pin flare. There we go. And I'm just going to add some silicone glue to this and position it exactly where I want it. There we go. And that will sit there like that. I want to put the butterfly on here, but I'm going to leave that for a minute, and I'm going to decorate the front of the card. So I've got this lovely embellishment here, and first off I'm going to add the flowers. Excuse me, I've got a tickle. These are lovely cream, which I wanted to, because everything else is cream, and they're quite a nice flower. I'm not sure if you can see, but they've got like a touch of glitter on them. Really pretty. So I'm going to adhere them down with my pin flare. I like to just squish them just so they're I'm going to thicken this in pin flare and just tuck that underneath that one. Put these either side. So that's that. I'm going to shape this with my bone folder. I have distressed around it with Vintage Photo, Tim Holtz Distress ink. I'm going to sit that one on there, again using my pin flare, and pop that on there. And I've got this sentiment on here which says, "The pretty little birds chirped." And I'm just going to add that on the music. But to highlight it, I'm going to get my black. I've got my Pitt pen, Faber-Castell, and I'm just going to go round it with my Pitt pen. Just to really make it pop. I'm going to go round it a couple of times. Not bothered that it's not perfect. And that is my double easel card. As always, I will put, so that's the card. It's really nice, and when this folds down it goes into an 8x8 envelope, so there's no So I'll put take photographs of it at different angles, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks ever so much for watching, subscribing and supporting my channel, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.